Well, welcome back everybody to Hot Rod Guy Garage, and this is yet another episode of how to make your Geo Metro faster. Got Project Freetro back here on the rack. I'm at the shop today. What we're going to do, we're going to install the header that I built. I'm going to show you all that here in a second. And we're going to see if it's going to pick up any. Since we poured the head, our head ports do match this header that I built. So, not an off-the-shelf piece. It is completely custom. So, enough talking about that. Let's get busy. Alright guys, and this is the header that I'd built, which I did wrap it because it is a little large in diameter for a 3-cylinder. But basically, I built my own flange. We got 1.5 inch primary tube. It's about 18 inches, 19 inches long into a long merge connector. And we drop down to our exhaust pipe diameter. Still had factory downpipe here. So this header is extremely oversized for 61 cubic inches on 3-cylinder. Doing the math, this header is good for 10,000 RPM. So we're just trying stuff out, guys. This is all about experimentation. It's all about seeing what we can do to get a gain. I'm obviously not going to discard the old stuff. And if stuff don't work, it can always be changed back fairly easy. So I'm going to get the exhaust manifold removed. It should be super simple to remove, considering I just had it off literally yesterday. So I've already got the exhaust pipe hanging. So I'm going to get busy, and I'll pop back in here during the install and I'll show you all a few things. Alright guys, and it was at this point I realized that I made the cardinal mistake that I shouldn't have never done. When I built my header, I did not use my spare engine block. So I had some clearance issues with the oil filter. Tried to work through that. Well, once I got worked through the oil filter issues, I figured as long as everything comes straight down with our center tube or slightly offset, we'd been good. Design flaw on my side, just trying to keep a primary tube a certain length. So I backed up, and I just don't have the materials here currently to build a header the way that it needs to go. So I backed up a little bit because I told you before that our exhaust manifold ports were quite a bit smaller than the head ports, and they are. So I took the factory manifold, and as you can tell, I've cut it off. I've also spent some time. I've enlarged and done some port work in here. Took some little small walls and cast and flash, and just overall enlarged our runners. I know you can't really see, but they're quite a bit larger than stock. So now I'm going to build I'm basically going to build a larger exhaust manifold at this point, because I'm at the shop and I've got to drive this thing home, and this stuff happens. So to kind of give y'all an idea, and I'm going to set this camera up here so that y'all can kind of plainly see. This is a replacement exhaust manifold gasket, which these are bigger than the stock factory head ports. This gasket is one that I matched to the manifold, and this matches the heads. Let me set this on here and then flip it over. So if you kind of get an idea here, there is quite a bit of difference. I know it's hard to see on that side. I could flip it over to the darker color side, I guess. And that really don't help the visuals. But the gasket is quite a bit smaller, as you can see here. This matches our manifold. I actually poured the gasket with it bolted to the exhaust manifold. anytime you do port work, you never want a gasket overhanging into your port. That can cause all kinds of, weird things. It don't matter on the exhaust side, if there's a mismatch from here to here. It does matter on the head side. You never want anything sticking over or blocking the head port. So, here's C. We'll see if this picks up any. Might not be today, it might be tomorrow. But I want to continue servicing this manifold and make sure it's flat, which you can see it's pretty bad. So I'm going to continue making this thing flat. I'm going to get my piece weld done here, my extension or collector at this point. And we'll kind of step back and see what this does, guys, because the manifold, once you port it, is not a horrible thing. It is heavy, and I probably ground 2 pounds of metal out of this thing. So it is ugly, but I'm going to cut these little tabs off right here for our heat shield. I am going to wrap the manifold, and I'm going to get back busy and see if I can get this thing together today. And alright guys, as you can see, I'm back home. So I got our manifold header finished up here. And as you can see, I did wrap it as much as feasible up here. But now from the manifold where our merge is all the way back, all the way to our side exit is full 2.5-inch exhaust. And as a surprising thing, I have been running this on the E85, as y'all know. I had to stop on the way home because the car was so lean, and actually put 93 back in it. So, going to monitor the plugs for detonation. It does have a colder set of plugs than normal in it, but change from E85 to gas is equivalent to 8 to 10 jet sizes in a carburetor, so that's significantly more fuel. I'm pretty sure the manifold being smaller than head ports was because of some reversion and killing our exhaust flow. The car is mega loud now, where it wasn't before. And just driving it home at light throttle, it feels a lot faster. So I'm fixing to go see if I can collect some data on change, and then I'll be back and we'll talk about exactly why, if there is a big gain, why there was a big gain, or if there is no gain, we'll talk about why there is no gain. So I'll be back here in just a few, guys. Alright guys, and as you can see, it's kind of grainy because it's almost dark outside. I come back, done a few little tweaks because I did hear a little detonation from the pump gas. I will note that wide open throttle, we're at 11:2 air fuel ratio. That is way, way pig rich for a naturally aspirated car. It should be. Most cars run best about 12.9 to 13.1 at wide open throttle, naturally aspirated. If we were turbo, the air fuel would be great. There's going to be a lot more to gain just in the tune. But wait until you see the gain on this. I knew it was a lot faster by driving it. The first time out, I matched yesterday's time on the first time out, and I didn't get a clean run in. So I waited a little while. I tweaked a few things. Mostly, I pulled a little timing out of it because I did hear some detonation, and I did put some VP Octanium diluted version octane booster in the tank. And I drove the car about 5 miles. And I done 4 passes. Well, the first pass, I still heard a little pinging, so I lit out of it. The second pass, we went at 12:03. The third pass, we went at 12:03. And the fourth pass, it ran at 12:03. So, super big gain, guys. We're not going to call it a header. It's still a manifold. We'll call it a modified ported manifold. Might as well be a header at this point. I did take it out to the maximum. It is bigger than the head ports, because when you have a plate that's smaller than your head port, you create reversion. Reversion is bad. Reversion kills power. So it was a complementary thing to go with our cylinder head. So just keep that in mind, guys. You have your head ported, you need to make darn well sure that you address the exhaust side. Whether you port your manifold, I cut mine off at where all three tubes merged, and it's 2.5 inch pipe. It's 2.5 inch pipe all the way out the car. This car changes tones at 4,000 RPM. There's a lot more in it. So, super happy, guys. So, you need to combine the cylinder head video and this video for the game. And keep in mind, it's still got a stock cam in it. And it is technically still untuned, because we're super pig rich. It's a world of difference. World of difference. So, make sure you hit that like button, share this video with your friends. And if you like me making these geo videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the little bell over there. I make absolutely nothing from YouTube. So, I'd appreciate the subscribe if you like this content. So, until then, guys, we'll see you tomorrow.